Assalamu alaikum. We meet again discussing the book by Rashid Ilal, Sahih Bukhari, The End of a Myth. In this chapter, we're going to be talking about Sahih Bukhari and the vision to elevate him to a special status, basically, to what he has become in the Islamic history as the second most important person after the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And not only him, but his book has become the second most truthful book after the Quran. In this book, it starts by discussing in this chapter about when Imam Muhammad Ismail al-Bukhari was a little kid. When he was 8 years old, up to his 8 years old, he was blind. He did not have vision. And one day, his mother saw in a dream, Ibrahim alayhi salam came to her in a dream and told her the great news that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has returned the vision of to her son. So here is the beginning of taking that individual person and start to elevate him to level unheard of in Islam. So here we have a Prophet Ibrahim, the father of all the prophet and all the messenger, one of the most influential figures in Islam, Khalilullah, the person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves the most, and special person coming to Imam Bukhari's mother in a dream. Why not the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? This elevation started in a story, in the history stories about Imam Bukhari and all the myth around him as an individual, around his book. And this story has two stories that Ibrahim said because of Imam's Muhammad's mother crying, and in another story because of her dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is what the chapter deals about. And it starts with another story when Imam Bukhari and one of his friends went to a house of one person, and that person asked them both, why don't you guys collect a book of Hadith to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, make it brief, and to collect all the truthful Hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in this story, Imam Bukhari replies and said, at that moment in time, it touched my heart, and then I decided that I want to collect a book about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How beautiful! How nice! Really, is Imam Imam Muhammad did not think about it. He needed someone to come and tell him, and to tell him to do that. And back at that time, thinking in terms of books and to be brief and only to be accurate and sahih, something is here, is just another attempt to take this book, and it's supposed to be his author, and elevate them into a special status in Islam. Also, it mentions a story that about Imam Bukhari himself in this book. He says that I saw the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I am standing right between his arms. And in my hands, Imam Bukhari is saying that in my hands, it's like one of those things that you swat at flies, and I am, trying to, keep the flies away from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then Imam Bukhari says, so I saw that dream. I'm doing this, trying to prevent flies from coming to the face of the Prophet Muhammad. And I asked people that knew about visions and those things, and they told me that you are preventing lies from coming to the face of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then that what made me start thinking about collecting a book about the Prophet Muhammad saying and Hadith. And I decided to do it in 11 years. Another dream. The first one about Bukhari, his mother have a dream. Now, also, he saw a dream of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then there is another one in another book in history about someone that said that I was an author of a book. I don't want to go into the details because it's really not important, but the story here goes say that I was asleep inside of a mosque near the mihrab, near al-maqam, where the imam prayed. And then I saw the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he told me, Ya Aba Zayd, the person narrating this story named Aba Zayd. He was a pious man, he was writing books, and he was well known. And he said, Ya Aba Zayd, till when are you going to keep studying the Imam al-Shafi'i book? So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asking Aba Zayd, why until when are you going to keep studying Imam al-Shafi'i book? And Aba Zayd replied, فَقُلْتُ Ya Rasulullah, oh the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and what is your book? And then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, my book, Jami' Muhammad ibn Ismail al-Bukhari, the collection, that's the official book of Sahih Bukhari, is al-Jami' al-Sahih. I said, al-Jami' for the author Muhammad ibn Ismail al-Bukhari. So, I'm not, I don't know, another dream, another vision. And remember, this person, Aba Zayd, was 300 years after the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He never met the Prophet. He never met Muhammad Ismail al-Bukhari. So he never met none of them. But he's a writer. He wrote something. It's in books and elevated that Sahih Bukhari. Also another vision to elevate Imam Bukhari. And then it talks about, Fath al-Bari, one of the most well-known books in Islam. The author of that book says that I heard a person say that I saw the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was walking, and behind him was Imam Muhammad Ismail al-Bukhari. When the Prophet lifts his foot and puts it on another part of the ground, that previous footprint gets filled by a step from Imam Bukhari. He puts his foot exactly where the foot of the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam used to be. So this is also another dream, that person dreaming that he saw the Prophet is walking, behind him is Imam Bukhari, and following exactly on the footsteps of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, I'm not really sure. Are we gonna build our religion based on dreams, based on people they had visions? What if somebody comes in and say, I saw the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in my vision, and he said that this and this is better book. Are we going to take that book too? So there are a lot of myth, there are a lot of elevation of the person of Imam Bukhari to a superhero status that can go no wrong. He's completely approved, sealed by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, based on what? Dreams. Somebody saw a dream. Somebody attributed to Imam Bukhari that he saw the Prophet in a dream. They saw Ibrahim in a dream. All of it is based on dreams of somebody saw, that's saying that the Prophet is a proven Imam Muhammad al-Bukhari. And not only that, but again, in the books of Hadith, to confirm that dreams are solid proof to the authenticity of making a law or being approved, then they put some of these Hadith in the Hadith books. And there is one attributed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, says, if the end of days get closer, then people that vision of some people will be accused of being lies. And part of the faith and the Sunnah is 1/40 of the Sunnah is basically being able to see a vision. So it's strange. Basically, they're attributing something to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to make vision to be approved, a process or ways of something that is good and makes sense. And they also attribute another hadith to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the most truthful of you in vision. So those who they see visions, they are the most truthful of given a hadith. So and another one that says like it talks about prophethood is discontinued, is not coming, but there is one thing that will be left after the death of all the prophet will be the prophet say, and something will be left, al-mubashirat, he says, something that gives a great tiding. And then the companion said, what are al-mubashirat, ya Rasulullah? What are those? He said that when you have a good vision. So again, in the books of Hadith, is taking visions into a level to elevate this book, its author, and it's all dreams, and it's all visions, and it's all about like Imam Muhammad has been approved by Allah, has been approved by the Prophet, has been approved by Ibrahim, so he can't go no wrong. So the book is authentic. So the book is the second most important book after the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I don't believe that. You want to believe it? It's up to you. The reason here is not to convince you of anything, but to convince you to do your own research and study. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the truth prevail. And we'll see you in next episode. Don't forget to share this video, especially with people that speak English and have no access to be able to understand things in Arabic, and subscribe. Assalamu alaikum.